Here I am, Aladino, with Patricia. Hello, Patricia.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. So far we have a rainy day today in New York City, where we are airing our podcast. You are welcome to participate. You just have to send us an email. Let us know that you want to be on a Latino podcast. And
That's right.
just talk to us. We can do it via Zoom, over the phone, in person. You can show up now. We don't have any restrictions. You're just
Lifted.
yeah, exactly. So you can show up. No mask needed. No social distance needed.
You don't need a mask coming by subway.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a great place to be in New York City. Now the fall is coming. Students are back. The city is moving crazy, and there's a lot of
Getting
people.
crowded,
A lot of people.
yes,
Yeah, crowded
definitely.
city of New York. So yeah, please send us an email or contact us at Latino Podcasts on your social media. We are on Apple. We are on many all day. Whenever you listen to your podcasts, we're there. And we're here to listen to whatever you have to say. It's the place where you can exercise your First Amendment right.
And tell us your story.
Welcome once again to the Aladino podcast. And today we have with us our guest speaker, Roli. Hello, Roli. How are you?
Hi, Elaine. How are you? And Patricia.
Hello, how are you?
So nice to see you after such a long time.
Exactly.
Right? That
And
it is long time.
how,
Yeah.
how, how do you pronounce your name, your last name?
My last name is Chauhan.
Chauhan.
Yeah, Chauhan, actually.
Okay. I didn't want to mess up your last name. So Roli Chauhan. Tell us. So it's been a while since we've seen you.
Yes.
Actually, we met you like what, 10, 12, 15 years ago, something like that?
Yes, I think I met you in 2009 or 10 when I just come back from India. Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time. And you've been all over New York. So take us back on that time. Take us back on those days. Back on those days. What were you doing back on those days?
Yeah, I came back in January of 2009, I believe. Yeah, or February. But yeah, that's when I had finished my medical school and internship, and I came back here. And then I loved photography, so I took a nice professional photograph of mine when I landed here, just to make myself feel better. And I put that on my social media, and it started attracting all of you, all these big media and fashion industry people. So that's where it started. And then I'm just so surprised how I attracted all this media, all my media friends. And
So you said you
like this on shows, and I started walking fashion shows, and the whole it's a long journey, but it's been so
you
I
said,
never imagined.
you said that you were finishing medical school. From where you came from?
Yes, I finished medical school from India. My med school is funded funded BDS, postgraduate University of Medical. It used to be called PGIMS Rohtak, but right now it's Postgraduate University of Health Sciences Rohtak. So it's in a small state called Haryana in northern India. That's where I graduated from. And I have to, yes, shout out to my medical school, my professors, my classmates, all my friendships that I made there. And I still keep in touch with a lot of them right now. And it's been quite a journey. And then before that, I was an undergrad pre-med at Queens College and City University of New York. So I have another degree from there. That's where I did my bachelor's before medical school. So
and back in those days, that's when your father was alive, and he's a doctor as well. Is that right? And then you got the support of your father because he was a doctor.
yes, my father was, he was a doctor. He was a well-established doctor, a physician. I come from a family of doctors. Both my parents are doctors, and even my grandfather, that's my father's father, he was also a doctor. So it's kind of been a family tradition that being born in this family, it was like taken that I will always do medicine and I will follow their footsteps. So I try to do that to the best of my ability.
Can you explain to us or to people, to our listeners, how that tradition works? Because we see it on the comedy sector, on the movies, that if you don't become a doctor in India, then you're nobody. So is that true, or is just too much comedy that they put onto it? Or how true is that, that myth, or that you have to become a doctor in the family?
You don't have to become a doctor. It's just it's one of the top professions that the culture honors. Most of the people, like when they're raising their kids, they want their kids to, they tell them you be a doctor or you be an engineer or one of those fields. And they don't really encourage the creative fields that much. So that my participation in my creative life and all that I have made happen now, that's been completely my effort. My family never encouraged me for that, but yeah, like almost all my friends, I mean, if you look at the Indian society, a lot of them, they do end up becoming doctors. So yeah, that's how it is. It's just a tradition. It's taken that, it just, we go with the flow.
Gotcha. And is it easier to become a doctor in India? That's why they recommend to become a doctor. So what other professions are in India that they can choose to, apart from computers, which we know that in India society with computers are top notch?
Yeah, that's another field that's out there, software engineers. That's, shout out to that group of professionals. A lot of Indians do go into computers. Well, what was your question about medicine? I'm sorry.
That is because of medicine is so popular or so easy to enter into medical school in India, then they choose medical school?
It's not at all easy. Only the topmost students get into med school in India. And there's very tough competition. And the population of India, all the students, they have to really be on top, in the top. I don't know what percent it is exactly, like 5 to 10%. Very strong students, only they get selected. A lot of students, they don't get in the first try. They keep studying for years and keep taking these entrance exams, and they get in through entrance exams. For me, I went there as an NRI student. So for me, the conditions were slightly different, and I got in through, and they had, I think, 5% of the seats which were open to, students coming from outside India. So I got in through that, and it was very competitive. It was one of the most painful periods of my life. All my classmates, they were like super, super smart. Like, they could memorize books, and they were very intelligent. And for me, it was very hard to just navigate through the whole journey. And a lot of times I felt that I was not up to how how competitive and intelligent my classmates were.
Wow.
So
awesome. And then you came to New York and followed those steps in New York, and then what happened?
yeah, the thing with me was I was not a poor student. I graduated with honors from New York. I graduated with the most promising student award upon graduation from Queens College, City University of New York. And so, and I had a 3.66 GPA out of 4.0. So I was myself an honors student. It's just that being in that big pool of sharks where everyone is like, top of the medical profession, that really made me feel like I was out of place sometimes. And it's very competitive. This field is very competitive. I found that, it was painfully hard to survive. Nobody cares if you are, you are struggling. You have to be competitive. You have to just, control your emotions and be competitive. And I don't like that part of it. I'm more soft, I'm more empathic. empathetic, and I would like, I have a soft side. That's why I'm more creative. That comes, that comes out in the other fields.
So that's why you decided to go to the photography side, the entertainment, the fashion, the industry that New York offers, and all that glamorous life.
Yeah, ever since childhood, I loved colors. I used to paint as a kid. I had all these paintings, and I loved colors. That was a part of me always from the beginning. And every time I'd go to my mom and express my paintings and show her any of that stuff, my mom would be like, "No, you go and study. This is not going to get you anywhere in life." And it was like a part of me that was not encouraged. And so when I came back, I was first of all very happy to be back from India. And because I grew very homesick there, I suffered a heartbreak there, and I came back here, and I was literally in tears when I landed at JFK Airport. And I came back home, and then I just decided that I'm going to bring myself out of this depression that I am in, and how I did that was by focusing on things that made my heart happy, which was colors, which was all the beautiful stuff. Every tiny little thing that I love to do, I focused on that, and that's how my whole life blossomed this way.
Mm-hmm. So may I ask, so you said that you love art and that's your passion and that's how you use it to, I don't know, as a form of meditation or because it makes you happy. So do you paint or do you do some other form of arts, and plus photography, as you mentioned?
Oh, yes. Right now, I do a lot of freelance digital work for which I actually get paid, and blossomed in other ways. I'm very tech savvy as well. I design flyers and banners for whoever needs, and I also make apps. So those kind of things have, my artistic talents are very, they're clearly seen in those areas. And yeah, I try to, it's something that I enjoy, actually. I truly.
So when you said you build apps, you mean you develop them?
Yes. I have my own team of 4 people. We go around developing. And I also have a digital e-commerce store, which is in the works in Etsy, where a lot of artwork will be available for, downloading and as well as business work.
Oh, that sounds great.
So the 100% true representation of the Indian culture, medicine, and computer technology, which is great. And Bollywood too, right? And Bollywood too, which is entertainment.
Oh, yes. I've always loved Bollywood. It's so much part of me. It's my way of being part of my Indian cultural heritage. I've always loved Indian clothes, Indian songs, Indian food. So as a New Yorker, Bollywood is my way where I can actually participate in those kind of activities.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you felt? What did you feel when you arrived to New York and you started discovering all those areas of entertainment?
First of all, I got invited to some events, some red carpet events, and I went over there and I met all these designers, and then I got invited to some TV shows, and that's how it kept evolving from there. Yeah, I've done a lot. What was your question again? I'm sorry.
But how did you felt being welcoming in New York? Did you feel very welcoming? Did you feel?
It's my home. It is home sweet home.
Yes.
You can ask in my hostel in India how much I cried to be back home. I was going to run away from my med school so many times, and it's just I love being here.
Awesome, absolutely, that's nice. And regarding the fashion, you recently had some, you won some prize recently for Bollywood. What was that about?
Yeah, I got an award from one of the top Bollywood actresses, Sara Ali Khan. She just came at Bindu Kohli Entertainment by a wonderful lady named Bindu Kohli. So they organized some empowerment awards for the South Asian community, and they gifted me one award through the by the actress. So I was very honored. Thank you.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You just see how just loving and doing what you love takes you to surprising places in life.
Yes, and all the knowledge that you have with the computers and technology, and also with the medicine, you have the steps ahead to survive and succeed in all the areas.
Yeah, I just had a depressing experience in medical school, but other than that, I'm happy that I'm a doctor. I have this medical sense that I can walk into a pharmacy and look at the medications on the counter and know what exactly the medicines are for. And I have this sixth medical sense that's always with me, even when I'm not actively practicing medicine. So that really helps in my life. And I'm very honored. I very proudly carry that doctor label because of that. So it's given me an additional intelligence, I should say.
Yes. And do you think that one day you will go back to do that like a full time? Like, okay, let's open my practice and practice medicine?
Right now, I have put it on the side. Yes, I look at my books every day, and I still have, I still feel like one day I might go back and open the books, and I might, reignite my so-called burnt out feelings for that profession. But for the moment, I've just put it on the side. It's something that I can pick up any day that I want. And if I really want to see patients, I can go back to India and spend a few months there and see patients there, because I am licensed to practice there.
Exactly. Yeah, you could do some volunteering job over there or open your own.
I don't actually get paid there if I go. My parents, my mom, she just tells me, you go back to India and practice there. I mean, if you're not able to, I've made a life here, which I love, and it's much more exciting than what my life was in India. So that's why I'm not going back to India. India, and I love my medical degree. Thank you to all my professors who made me a doctor. And but it's like now I have a choice. I'm not dumping the degree. I have a choice.
Exactly.
I'm an option. If I want, I can pursue it. I can even retake my exams and make it happen in the US if I want to. But it's an option now for me. It's not a necessity, because I have other streams of income which I'm very successful at right now.
Absolutely. So you having that degree, being a doctor back home, when the time came of the COVID-19, those dark times in New York City, what was going through your mind about the medicine? Do you think that was a very fast way of they develop, the COVID vaccine and all those steps? What were your thoughts about through that dark period of New York?
This was the worst thing that ever happened to me and my family, because my dad was affected by this. I never thought something, from the hospital will kill my dad. That was the, biggest thing, because I always viewed the hospital as a place where you can get well and come back home.
Yes.
Yeah, and when the first few cases hit New York, my dad got exposed. And he was the doctor, so he got it from his patient, and he came home and he told me, Roli, I got exposed. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what to think. And I was in the kitchen that morning, and every time I passed by him, I would stop by and I asked him, are you okay? How are you doing this morning? And he got fever and his oxygen started declining, and he had to be taken back to the hospital. And his condition just went down, and he got put on ventilator. The day he put on ventilator, I just felt like I didn't know who to ask for help. I had friends who called me up that day, and I was like, please just do something. Somebody save my dad because he's been intubated.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like, it was all hell every day. Every day I would be calling the doctors 3-4 times, as many times a day as possible. And I saw how the medical, medical field functioned at that time. They were not able to do much with this new virus that had hit, even the doctors were, they were limited in what they could do. At that point, I did feel that, if I was practicing medicine, I could have done more, but I don't know what I could have done in that scenario. As you all know, how this virus hit us at that time. And my sister, she's a practicing physician, so she was very helpful in, in talking to my dad's doctors and, talking all the medical values and medical reports and discussing and trying to figure out what to do and, trying to do the best we could to save our dad. And unfortunately, my dad passed away. And I have just, I miss him every day. So, but I still, I want to do what I want to do in my life. I know I come from a medical family. I know it will honor my dad if I go back to, and finish medicine. Because he worked so hard to make me a doctor. He paid for my medical training. He paid for my undergrad college education. He sat down every day and he really, taught me medicine before going to work. He was always with me. And it would really honor him if I finished my medical training in the US. And I know that, and that sometimes does haunt me every day. So I might do it for him, but I also, if I just do it, I want it to be for me as well.
Exactly.
If I feel beaten up, if I feel the same kind of anxiety and depression that I felt when I was in the medical field previously, I might take a step back and I'll just leave my degree on the shelf. But I don't know, maybe I need some help dealing with that phobia that I have developed towards the field. But for now, I've just put it on the shelf.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You got to give it time. Give it time so it may come back and then you may be in a better position mentally to continue that
you
career.
have to feel that you are ready, right?
Yes.
So if you decide it's time and I can try again, you feel like you're strong enough or you want to do it, then you can, at least you have some perspective. So maybe it's just the time that you need to do, right? So.
Yes, and I took this time because the medical field doesn't allow us to take time off. The whole curriculum, it's like you do this, you finish med school, you do the internship, then you move on to residency. They don't give you a time to take a break and to actually do soul searching and to get yourself together. I think this is one thing I would really like the medical community to do for all medical professionals. Just let the medical professionals breathe for a minute. Let them, get themselves together. There's a lot of burnout in this profession. There, physician suicide is at an all-time high in this profession. There's a lot, I think taking this time off from medicine has benefited me in a lot of ways. I love my time off right now. And I mean, it's not off because I'm doing a lot of things, but
if you do what you like,
you
do what you love. So I think that's more important.
Right. And I have a very nurturing touch to everything I do. Like even in my this business, the tech business that I do, sometimes I get people who come to me with their problems, and sometimes they're crying or whatnot. So I tell them, today you go home and do something that makes you happy. It may be as tiny as having your favorite meal or going to get your manicure done, or do something nice for yourself, because the world is out there to beat you up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
But, through career, whether it's through, whatever. You make sure you do something nice for yourself that you truly enjoy every day. That's what I.
Great advice.
Yes, you have to do whatever you do is you do it to please yourself and enjoy your happiness for yourself, not to anybody else, because there is a lot of people out there that they will be so happy seeing you fail in anything you do. So you cannot listen to all those negative thoughts outside. You have to fulfill yourself with your own joy and your own positivity. So that way you will reach the goal of.
That's why I'm happy, because I nurtured my own self. Because I was feeling like I was in a depressed pit, and I felt beaten up. I felt nobody cared for me. I felt like whoever I would say, they would, whoever I would share my problems with, they would think that, oh, look at her, she's a failure.
Yeah.
She failed boards, or she's not practicing medicine, she's this, she's that. I'm like, who are these people to even comment on me or my life or what I'm going through?
Exactly.
Then at that point, I took a step back, and I just nurtured my own self. And I decided that I'm going to do what makes my heart happy. And that's how I kept moving. And I started with very tiny things, just like enjoying my favorite burger, or, just like I said. And I started actually with photography, because I love beautiful photos, like the right click, the right, every time I take a picture, the right picture gives me that thrill, so I started with photos, actually.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when you bought your first camera, the Canon 60.
I don't use that DSLR still, but I was at a party with it, remember?
Yes, the 60. And you say, oh, I need help. How do I use this? I only know how to press the button.
Yeah, and I took really good pictures with it, if you notice.
Yeah. It's a start. It's a start. You have to jump on it. You have to jump on it and start and doing it, and go with it. We'll go with the flow and enjoy the moment. And look where you are now. Now you have so much experience through so many events and social events, and you even went to my movie premiere, right? At the Hamptons. So even you show up at the Hamptons to my movie premiere.
Yes.
So you've been doing a lot of great things.
Yes. At that time, I was pursuing acting at the Actors Connection, and under my acting coach, Barry Shapiro. So I was trying to, see my talent in acting. So I was surrounding myself with all great talent like yourself, and I came to your movie premiere. Foreign Nationals was your movie?
Yes, Foreign Nationals, yeah. Everything about foreigners coming to America.
Yes.
And getting deported.
You performed phenomenal, Elaine. I saw your acting. You could say the way you said the whole script. I that's what I have a problem with. In my acting class, I had a problem with memorizing the whole script exactly.
Yes.
If not, even one single word like and or the between, in the whole script, then the director would get mad. So I have to improve on my acting skills. Acting is difficult. It's not as easy as everyone talks about.
But nowadays it's getting more and more easy with technology. It's getting super easy nowadays. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He doesn't need to say only one sentence. I'll be back, and that's it. That's the whole movie.
You had a lot of scripts in that movie, long scripts. That takes talent, with to say all that with all action and memorizing.
Yes, exactly. Right. But then you have done like that. You did the fashion show. Also, you were a fashion model. Tell us about that. The plus size fashion model. When was that?
Yeah, my fashion life starts from this organization called IFAB, it stands for International and Indian Fashion Arts and Beauty. It is run by this wonderful lady called Dr. Juhi Takiasi. So I used to come to fashion events, So one day she asked me to walk in one of her fashion shows. And nobody in my life ever asked me to walk, because I was always this curvy, chubby kid, growing up. And So she was the first one who asked me to walk, and I just took the chance, and I wore her dress that she had, and I walked her ramp, and that's how I started walking ramps. And I did a lot of shows, like we even walked for the Vogue collections, which was at Miss World DC pageant in Washington DC at that time, the DC part of the pageant, and then yeah, I participated in her beauty pageant for the title IFAB Plus Model of the Year 2019, and I won that pageant.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
yeah, that was my first beauty title. I was like, wow, now I have a model title, and this was, I had never even thought. So that winning that thing was huge for me, Elaine. I was this chubby kid in the class growing up, which nobody liked, and no guy would ever want to look at. And and so I was, so it's just it was big for me. And then I started walking more ramps. I got to walk the New York Couture Fashion Week. I opened the fashion show for the Sans CQ label by designer Beth Ann Couture at New York Couture Fashion Week. And that was another big thing. I'm very proud of that. And because I've been going to New York Couture Fashion Week since 2009, and I used to watch all those models walk up and down, and I used to be like, I wish I could do that. Yeah. And so those things. And then the latest right now is I have been chosen as one of the founders of the Vogue Club, of the official Vogue magazine by Anna Wintour. So I'm part of the Vogue Club now, and this is just amazing how my fashion life has just evolved.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Congratulations! It's all in all your achievements. You have a lot of things that you achieve, and a lot more to come, because the sky is the limit. So
yeah.
As long as you have determination, that's the most important thing. You're a determined person, and you can do anything you want to do. You can do it.
Yeah, my fashion achievements basically come from my love for arts, colors, and beauty, and just simple love for that. Because if I was determined, I would be competing, and I would be like, a lot of other models who compete and do a lot more. But all these things just happen by themselves. And I'm very happy and very blessed that, somehow destiny got me and made me a model and doing all these wonderful fashion things. And now I get to attend meetings with Vogue editors and CEO.
Yeah.
And are you considering, or ever crossed your mind, that you would actually like to design clothes, or that's not something you would like to do?
Yes, I've definitely been doing that. These days, I'm very much into designing shoes and stuff. So I was like, look, I'm not really professional. My favorite shoe designer is Pamela Quincy. I'm sure you guys know.
Exactly. I was going to say, are you going to be competition for Pamela?
No, my competition. I should topmost. So I actually Googled, and I learned how to put the sequins and the crystals on the shoes and to create different patterns. So I do that in my free time nowadays. And it's just, I do that just for myself, but no competition. She's my, role model. She's the topmost, and I absolutely love her and consider her as the best shoe designer. So yeah. This is something, but I'm always looking for arts and crafts and nice little things to brighten my day, and that's how I live.
Say no, so it's possible that we hear in the future that Roli is the designer of a new line, right?
Yes.
You didn't say no.
She's working on it. She's doing.
Yeah. I know you, but right now you consider it your design. You consider it just for yourself, but who knows that in the future, your line will be available for purchase, right?
Really? I don't know. I don't see that at this moment. But maybe if I turn out to be that good, because, we are all surrounded by our really top designers and everyone here. But I just do it, because I like to.
Yes, that's great. All right, Roli, we are out of time. We want to thank you very much for talking to us, to be here on the Aladino podcast. Is there anything else that we missed that you want to touch on it? We got 1 minute left.
Yeah, other than that, I do a ton of all these things. I'm a currency trader as well. I do a lot of finance work. That's my third hand, third part of me. So my life is basically medicine and all this fashion, glam, entertainment, and finance. So three major parts of my life. But thank you for giving me this honor, to discuss so much on your exclusive TV show, and which is on all big networks and everything. So I'm really honored to be here.
Thank you, thank you.
Glad-
Did you get to buy the penthouse in Manhattan? You were looking for a penthouse in Manhattan. Did you bought it already? So I
No.
can visit you.
Let me make my first million from currency trading. That's it works. Yeah, the way I function is like first get your money straight, and then you can pursue your dreams and your freedom and whatever you want to do in life. So yeah,
And
it's
since, and since you are into the finance world, what do you see with the economy in America? Recession coming up?
yes, the dollar is going to go down, and it doesn't matter because I learned how to trade. I make money even when the markets go down. So trading enabled me to analyze the charts in a way that I can profit even when it goes in the opposite direction.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's-
It's always good. Either if it's up and down, it's always good.
Huh?
To have investments in training, trading.
Yeah, definitely invest in the right places and you'll be fine. That's what I say. And diversify your portfolio.
Absolutely. Awesome. Great. Thank you very much again for being on the Aladino podcast. And we hope to see you again pretty soon
In
out
person.
there in person, in another event, or even in the studio again. Who knows? New York is New York City. So
Glad to have you.
And thank you for interviewing me. I really appreciate this, Alex.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Roli.
All righty. There you have it. Roli. Yes. Oh, that was awesome, Patricia.
Yes.
She has a lot
That's a woman
of-
with a lot of hats.
with a lot of hats.